Sure. Me calling all them world leaders, and now me calling all of them politicians, hypocrites and parasites, rumor mongers. You got to change your ways now. All of them world job believers, whether you are Christian, you be Muslim, we have to come together, unification, we have to change our ways now. Change the way you think, man, Mr. President. You never see those lives you are strangling. Innocent to the on the street, them are dying. A bag full of blood in a them blood you've been swimming. Hey, Mr. Coleman, me and know you agree with this. Your politicians, it's so hard to live. Yeah, them no leaders, them no readers. Whenever we attack them, try to look us. Change the way you think, man, Mr. President. Stop putting your children in a confusion. When your time is up, you better give it up. A handful of bloodshed, man, you must be dreaming. We have to chase this president away. We need to follow Rastafari way. Listen to what him say. His Imperial Majesty never tell you to obey. Me calling all them world leaders, and now me calling all of them politicians, hypocrites and parasites, rumor mongers. You got to change your ways now. All of them world job believers, whether you are Christian, you be Muslim, we have to come together, unification, we have to change our ways now. See them hot as lot a man in a Benue, see them hot as lot a man in an Ambra, see them hot as lot a man in an Imbo, they rape and born innocent and then in a Tarata. They must slaughter poor people, we said this justice is not equal. Innocent suffer, so them a get rich. After they finish up, them a go country switch, yeah. And who you think about that are you are worshiping? The powers of darkness, man, you are praising. In all the end time, man, fire will blazing. We sit down and think about all of the blood shedding. Why I give praise to the fallen angel? Why I have to put a racial label? Don't you know that you're playing with danger? One day you will pay for this. Me calling all them world leaders, and now me calling all of them politicians, hypocrites and parasites, rumor mongers. You got to change your ways now. All of them world job believers, whether you are Christian, you be Muslim, we have to come together, unification, we have to change our ways now. In the end time, man, we are free step out. To the left, to the right, them are free step out. Rastafari can still always step out. Never know which of us and them are free push out. I give thanks and praise to His Imperial Majesty. Ali, I Selassie, I the first. King of kings, Lord of lords. You feel no hunger, yes, you feel no thirst. To the right is a sight for the paradise. To the left, them have been born upon a paradise. In all the end time, King Selassie decide. Better take time, come back to better. Be wise. Be wise, be wise, be wise. On your way to the paradise. Be wise, be wise, be wise. All them do is spreading lies. Me calling all them world leaders, and now me calling all of them politicians, hypocrites and parasites, rumor mongers. You got to change your ways now. All of them world job believers, whether you are Christian, you be Muslim, we have to come together, unification, we have to change our ways now. Me calling all them world leaders, and now me calling all of them politicians, hypocrites and parasites, rumor mongers. You got to change your ways now. All of them world job believers, whether you are Christian, you be Muslim, we have to come together, unification, we have to change your ways now. A good music is a food to the soul. Yeah, man, that was Coleman featuring Megadilla all the way from Romania. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today, I want to talk about discovering your talent. How do you discover your talent? There are so many people, especially in Africa, who has potential, who has talent, without even knowing that they have something. Most of the times, it takes a friend of yours to discover your talent. Maybe the way you talk or the way you act. Um, a friend of yours will look at you and say, You have something inside. You are so good in this. Why don't you try this?" So many people have talent, but they don't know. They are just walking around looking at wrong places without making use of their talent. And unfortunately, some will just grow old and die with it, and die with their talent, or die with their potentials. My main point is that it's very, very good to discover your talent, especially when you are still young. And the most beautiful thing about life is to make use of your talent and earn a living from it. Like footballers, like comedians, people who make people laugh. You see that the comedians, especially in Africa, they are making big money now. But you know that in those days, in those olden days, comedians are like jokers. You know, you call them jokers, people you don't take serious. People like in the you're like a fulefu, like someone who is very stupid. But now stupidity is stupidity makes brings a lot of money now. If you're stupid and you're good at it, that's the best thing. That's the best talent. Just being stupid and you are good at it. You just develop that your stupidity, and before you know it, you are a professional stand-up comedian and you are making millions of money, millions of cash. So what I want to talk about today is how I discovered my talent, my musical talent. First of all, how you know you might have a talent is to have a passion for one particular thing. Maybe you have a passion for running. Maybe when you were in primary school, you love to run. You just love it. It's a passion. Passion is what drives talent, what cultivates talent. So when I was young, when I was in primary school, I have a passion for music. And when I listen to radio, if a good music comes on radio, maybe for the first time, I will tell my brothers that this is a good music. So I have a good ear for a good music. Something will be moving inside of me. You know, it will be tickling me in my heart that this is a good music. Back then, if I listen to Raskimono, the first time a track from Raskimono will play on the radio, I will say this is gonna be a hit. The first time I had Under Pressure, I was searching for where, because that time we don't have access to buying CDs, or you have to save a lot of money to go and buy a cassette. I bought a cassette of Last Kimono the first time it came out. I was playing it from morning till evening. On my best track was Under Pressure. Even I was singing it already before other children will start hearing it on the radio. I was singing it already, you know. So the passion I had for music, especially reggae music, was driving me. But the thing is that I never thought that that I could eventually start writing my own song, start composing my own song. I didn't even know how to go about it until one day. Normally before that, when I was in secondary school in JS2, I used to mime Raskimono or Maje Fashek, like Send Down the Rain, mime it on our class. And other my classmates would be beating, would be making beats on the desk. And most of the time, I got punishment from there because I will be miming, and the other classmates will be beating on the desk. We will not know that our principal had been standing on the window and be watching us, all the noise makers. He will be writing down our names. And before one person will realize that our principal has been watching us, it's too late to
to even hide somewhere. Then he will come in into the class and will be calling our name one by one. And anybody he calls and say, why were you making noise? And they will say it's Kolaman. Kolaman was singing. So we decided to give him a beat. So at the end of the day, my punishment will be the highest. Maybe if he will give them 6 lashes of cane, he will give me 12 because I was the initiator of the whole noise. And this didn't happen once or twice. Even my classmates, if they will be watching this video, they will confirm that that this event took place. So what we did was, when we are on break, instead of singing in the class, when we were on break, we will gather under a mango tree or any tree, and we will be miming different songs. And there's another guy called Bokuno. He will come and he will mime Shabarangs. He will mime Kutirangs. He will mime Supercat, da da dan da da, you know. And I will be so I will be so I will feel so challenged, and I will go home and look for another Jamaican dancehall and learn it. Even then, we will not even understand all the words they are talking. But if we, our trick was, if we didn't understand the patois, what they speak in their tongue, in their song, we will formulate our own language that fits to the same sound of what they were talking about. And I will come the next day in school and I will challenge Bokono back. I will present my own song and people will clap their hands for me. So doing this, I didn't know that I was cultivating on my talent. I didn't realize that until one day after, when I finished secondary school. There was one guy, a photographer. His name is Seaman. He's in Facebook. He might see this live video. He's a photographer that lives in that has a photo studio down in our house in the village. One day I was sitting down with him and we were talking, and I think on the radio, a song from Raskimono played on the radio, and I started miming it, and he was so surprised. He was so surprised, and then after the song finished, he said to me, "Wow, you're good. So you know the song from A to Z." I said, "Yeah." I said I told him that I can even perform other songs from Raskimono for him. So after doing that, he said to me, "Have you ever written your own song?" I said, "No." He said, "But why don't you try to write your own song?" So I was very challenged. Yeah, thanks, Ugo Iglet. Yeah, good evening, bro. Bright Nwogu, I see you. Good evening. So, and he said to me, "Go home and try to write your own song." And he was telling me this without knowing that he himself is also a musician. He had a musical reggae band before. Odogu, one Jisike, confirm. You're my classmate. You can confirm to this. You can comment how we used to mime in the class that time. Nandia Chichi, he's one of my classmates back in the days. You can confirm so that people will know that what I was saying when my musical journey started. You're a witness. So he asked me to go home and write my own song, and he was telling me this. I didn't know that he's even actually a musician, a reggae musician. So he told me that he had a partner along the line. They broke up, so he stopped singing. Then he focused on his photography job. Who I'm talking about is Seaman Photos in OKTT. So this was 1996. Yeah, Chijoke, I see you. Good evening, bro. So this was 1996. So I went home and started trying to compose my song, compose a song for the first time. I didn't know what to do. It was very challenging. I couldn't sleep that night. Yeah, I'll take one day. Confirm, you don't take. So I couldn't sleep that night. Around 12 o'clock, I managed to compose something. I just write something and try to memorize it. You know, back in the days, there was no smartphone. And all I had was, I had a radio cassette. I think I recorded it on a radio cassette. So the next day, I went to his shop and I was so happy. I went to his shop and he took me to the inner studio and closed the door. I played what I composed for him. After that, he was looking at me for almost 3 minutes. He didn't say anything. He said, "Play it again," and I played it again. He started laughing. He laughed and fell on the floor. I said, I was very confused. I said, what you don't like it? He said to me, "This is total rubbish." I was so disappointed. You know how much effort I put in composing this song. He said to me, "This is total rubbish. Number one, it doesn't have melody. It's so unmelodious. Number two, it doesn't have sense. That the reggae music should have message, a strong message. When you sing reggae music, you have to make people to think about the message, what you're talking about." And I said to him, "But you didn't tell me this because what I was singing didn't have melody. It didn't. If I will have it now, and if I play it now, I will also laugh at myself." So he said to me, "Go back. First of all, concentrate on the melody, and then try to use some text. It has to fit. If you write a sentence, a lyrics that end with boss, maybe you have to write something that follows it with dust so that it fit. If it's dust, boss, it has to fit. If you write something like woman, then the next sentence will end with man or can. It has to rhyme." So he was the first person that told me about rhyming, you know. So I went home. I thought about it, and I was meditating on what he told me, and I went home. Even on my way home, some rhymes were coming already, and I was writing it down because I had my radio cassette with battery on it. On my way home, if I remember a rhyme, I would just record it and pause it again until I got home. So the next day, in the night that day, I wrote my first raga dancehall song, and I brought it to him the next day. I played it for him. He was so amazed. He said to me, "Cola man." He used to call me Cola man. He has to make his hand like this. He said, "Cola man." He mean, come up with the lyrics. So I performed it for him. He was so happy. He said to me, if I'm interested so that two of us we form a band. I was like, wow. So he that day he came with a new cassette, a cassette all the old song he did with his former partner. He played it for me. I was so surprised. So this gave me a motivation. You know that for you to develop your talent, you can develop your talent easier when you are hanging around with people that have the same similar talent. You have to mind the people you hang around with because they will influence you to discover your talent. Like now, if you want to be an actor, try to make friends with people who are into acting. Before you know it, you will surprise yourself. There was something you would do, they will say, wow. But if you are an actor and you are hanging around with footballers, it's a wrong choice. You can never discover your talent. You will be confused along the line. If you are a musician, you want to be a musician, or you think you can sing, or you have a talent for singing, you have to hang around with people who have the same passion so that they can motivate you. That's why many talents are coming out from Ajegunle, from AJ in Lagos, because they hang around each other, and you can see bunch of talent along the line. You see that they are developing themselves. If you want to discover talent, that's why most of the talents comes from the ghetto, because they hang around each other. You don't even and they live close to each other. You don't have to look for someone who thinks like you or makes jokes like you. This thing we call on Jackery. If you go to AJ, their Jackery is different. They will finish you, even their slangs. Every day, new languages is coming up in AJ. Yeah. Nandia Chichi said, pure truth, friends play a very big role in our lives. Yeah, if you want to be a businessman, try to make friends with kind of people who do the same business you do. I mean, good friends, so that from there you get motivation. You can also find new ideas. It's only when friends are discussing about the same passion, new ideas comes up. So, and after he played those songs for me, he played for me all other songs he has written, but he is a singer, and I'm a dancer. I'm a dancer artist. So he asked me, he gave me a tape and said to me, listen to these songs. It was 3 tracks inside of them. He said to me, go home, listen to them, and try to write your raga part on it. Try to write something on it. I went home. I think it took me 3 days. I came back and played each those 3 songs he gave me. I wrote a raga part, and he said, wow, this is so good. And every day you are improving. So sometimes he carries me in his motorbike, and he will be singing and I will be rapping. This is how my talent started coming out. So sometimes I even bring a new song I wrote, and I will bring it to him, and he will compose a singing part from the what I presented to him. So right now, for the first time, I want to play for you, because we tried our band name that time was the Shandies. Shandies is Shandies is something you can add. It's like a spice or something sweet. You can add to a coffee, or you can add to a food, or you can add to a drink to make it sweet. This is what is called Shandies. So our group name was Shandies, and we went and recorded demo in at Genesis Studio in that 1996. Genesis Studio Aba, I think number 25 Owerri Road, Aba. I don't even know if the studio still exists up there now. So we went there, we gathered money, we contributed money together, went to this studio, and you know that back in the days, it's very, very difficult to find a producer. Right now, it's very easy to find a producer who can sit down with you. You sing the song. Sometimes the producer will even correct or even trying to change the lyrics, try to show you how to record the song. And when the song is ready, the beat is ready, then you can go to studio and record it. But back in the days, there was no opportunity like that. How we did it was, you go to a studio and book for a studio. I think it was 5,000 naira per section. Either you book night section. Night section is more expensive. It might be around 8,000 naira. You can imagine 1996, 8,000 naira, how much it was. It is a big amount of money. So, but if you want to make a day section, it's 5,000 naira. Why the night section is much nicer is, when you book a night section, you don't have interruption from anybody. It's only you and the musicians there. But when you book day sections, there's always people who bump into the studio and ask one question, interrupt, and the musicians will stop the music. After that time, then you continue. So it's not a good idea. So we booked night section at the Genesis Studio, Aba. How you do it is, you come to the studio on your section and you sing the song for them. When you are singing, the guitarist will start playing, nchang, nchang, and all of them have smoked. All of them are high already before you come in. He will be playing nchang, 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 and the bass man will start, ndu-du-du-du-du, ndu-du, and then a drum programmer will just program, and after 5 minutes, they will ask you to go to the booth. After 5 minutes, go to the booth, sing the same song, and they will play it and record it. Everything is recorded. But now there's softwares and programs for you to. You don't even need a guitarist. You just programmed everything. And when you need a live guitar, after the producer has programmed what he wanted and it fits to the song, you call a live guitar to play the same thing that was programmed. Then the live guitar will add it inside and remove the programmed version. But back in the days, there was no possibilities like that. So there was so many mistakes, and those mistakes, not all of them that can be corrected. So when you are singing, you have to make sure you are on the key, because if you are not on the key, when you try the second time, the musicians will start being impatient. They will tell you, my friend, you have to rehearse very well before you come to us. They don't have time. Once their time is done, they will drop their guitar and leave the studio. If you want to perfect your song, maybe you have to make a studio. You have to book your section 2 times for them to come the second time. So it's advisable for you to rehearse very well, know what you're doing before you go to the studio, because you have only one chance to lay the whole song down, only one section. So we rehearsed, of course. We went there And it was the first time, 1996 was the first time I saw a studio. I never had experience about studio, how it's been done. So we rehearsed, they played their guitar, and I went to the booth. Now I want to play for you a demo. In 2010, I went to Nigeria. I was searching my room and found an old cassette of the demo we recorded in 1996 in Genesis Studio, Aba. I'm about to play you the song. You will laugh because it doesn't sound like me. Along the years, I have developed my talent, my voice. I have found out what is my selling point, where I feel more comfortable. My selling point is raga with a deep voice. But in this demo, my partner was trying to sing it. Normally he should sing it, but he was making so many mistakes. I just took over from him because I didn't want that our money goes to waste. So this song I'm about to play for you is called Freedom Blues. Freedom Blues. This was no, this was not 1994. This was not 1996. It was 1994. Freedom Blues, 1994. 1996 was when we went to MI Records, Lagos, to record another demo. But this one was the first demo we recorded at Genesis Studio, Aba. So listen to this. You will be surprised. It's the first time I'm playing this song to anyone. Apart from the musicians that made this song, and apart from my partner, Matty Man, his name is Matty Man, Seaman Photos, nobody has listened to this song. It's the first time I'm playing it on social media. Listen.
Waiting for the freedom blues. Freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom
This was our demo.
I'm still waiting. Freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm waiting for the freedom blues. Freedom
You can see that I'm feeling so sleepy already.
Waiting, freedom blues, waiting for the freedom blues.
I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Yes, we were still in school, 1994. We went to the Aba, recorded this song, I came back the next day.
And I've tried to free myself, but no money can buy my freedom. And I try, but I can't run away my shadows. What can I say? Sitting myself down, won't stop with me. What's my sin? I'm a slave.
This is me trying to sing.
I'm a resolution. Yeah, we like resolution. I shall go resolution. He will lead me in a paradise. So now, and I'm waiting for the freedom blues. So freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm waiting for the freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm still waiting. Freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm waiting for the freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm still waiting. Freedom blues, waiting for the freedom blues.
All the instruments were played live. Only the drum was programmed. Back in the days, even Maje Fashek, they have to play everything live. Even Raskimono. There was no programmer. And all the musicians have to be spontaneous. Everything is so spontaneous.
I'm a prisoner, cannot save myself. Won't you help me, son of man? Cause the Bible says, if you knock, he will open the door. Cause I'm a prisoner and I'm waiting for the freedom day.
I'm a resolution. Yeah, we like resolution. I shall call resolution. He will lead me in a paradise. So now, and I'm waiting for the freedom blues. So freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm waiting for the freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm still waiting. Freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm waiting for the freedom, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm still waiting. Freedom blues, waiting for the freedom blues. You can hear the drummer making some experiments. Freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm still waiting. Freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm waiting for the freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm still waiting. Freedom blues, waiting for the freedom blues. So that was it, Freedom Blues, 1994. You can imagine how long the way it was. Sometimes when you see someone performing or singing, you will not know how the person start or how even someone like Lucky Dube, of his blessed memory, even Raskimuno, all these people you see on TV, they started long time ago. Long time they started practicing. If they play the first song they did, you will be surprised, you will be shocked. But when they mastered their craft, is when they will come out and you see Rasky, you say, wow, he's so good. You would think he was born and he started singing from his childhood. No, he started somewhere. He started somewhere locally, and he will not be good when he started. But when he hang around with other people that like-minded people, he will be talent is something you water it. You water it. By watering it, you practice that talent. Find people that do the same, do it together. From there you will be growing. So right now my songs are not like this anymore. If I go to studio now, I will not have this my heart start beating. There are some people now, you put the microphone in front of them, they will become dumb immediately. They cannot even utter a word. But they will prefer to sing on the shower. In the shower the voice sounds great, but when you bring them to studio, they are confused. So all these things are or performing on stage. That one is also another great experience, to perform on stage. If you want to learn how to perform on stage, try to perform in front of your friends first. Perform in front of your family members, because your family members are your highest criticizer. They will tell you the truth. If you sound awful, they will tell you. But it's it's much better that your family member embarrasses you or laugh at you, rather than an outsider. But start with your family member. Perform, even if it's acting, perform in front of them. From there you perform in front of your friends. They will give you feedback. Before you know it, you perform in front of your class. If you're in school, start with your classmates. Look for some classmates that think like you. Perform in front of them. Before you know it, you organize your small show. You don't even need anything. Perform a playback, say lip syncing, lip sync a playback. From playback you start your own. This is how it started. So it was when I was in secondary school. I was popularly known as Cola Coach. People know me as Cola Coach. Even my classmates, they still call me Cola Coach. It was when I went to higher institution, to IMT Enugu, and I was trying to compose songs so that I would mention my name, like how Shabarangs, Shaba will say, Shabarang, da, da, da. Shabarang always mention his name. That was what influenced me to always try to mention my name on my lyrics. But Cola Coach doesn't fit to the lyrics. It's kind of jaw breaking. So from Cola Coach, I changed it to Cola Man. That's why I can say, Cola Man are coming out the dance all hall. Now, Matu give me the phone to the episode to learn. You know, it's much easy to say Cola Man. Cola Man, Cola Man, Cola Man, say. Cola Man, Cola Man, Cola Man, say. So it was there I changed from Cola Coach to Cola Man. But if you call me Cola Coach, I will still answer. Anybody that call me Cola Coach is people that knew me from before. Good evening, my sister Benny Wynn. Good evening. I see you. So today I wanted to do something special to encourage people who think they can act. Another day I will talk about how I started acting, how I knew that I can act. I will talk about that in different video because I don't want this video to be too long. There's something I want to do today, especially people that are watching that feel like they can act. I have a monologue that I wrote down. I'm going to announce it now. What I want to do is like a competition. Take your phone and act on this monologue I'm about to read. Act on it and then send it to me to the WhatsApp number that is I don't know if my WhatsApp number is on my screen. Let me how do I do it now? I want to announce my phone number so that you send it on my WhatsApp. Send it on my WhatsApp. It should not be more than 3 minutes monologue. And I will compile the whole video and post it on Akoko TV. If you have not followed me on Akoko TV, follow me on Akoko TV on Facebook. And also on YouTube, you subscribe to my channel so that when I post it there, you can also tag your friends so that they can come and vote for you. I will tag it by number by number, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And people will be voting which one they prefer that acted so well. At the end of it, the winning actor, the person that won it, I will send 10,000 naira to the person. If you're in Europe and you participated, I will give you the money in euro, 10K. Of course, the money is not enough, but it's kind of encouraging. It's kind of encouraging you. If I will have enough money, I will top the money. But my mind said to me, let me keep it at 10K just to, if you're in Nigeria, you know what 10K can solve for you. So when you are sending it to me on WhatsApp, just type your name also on it. The number, my telephone number is 0043 681 8139 8022. 0043 681 8139 8022. This is my WhatsApp number. So send this monologue I'm about to read on my WhatsApp. It should not be more than 3 minutes so that it will not consume a lot of time. Now, listen very carefully. Everybody that is watching this, if I get up to 5 entrants, I will compose it and release it. If I get 5 people that submitted their video, I will compile it and release it. And if you're making the video, please don't make it in the dark. Make it during the day so that your face, all your facial expression, because people watch the details of your acting. Your facial expression should be seen. You don't do it at the night. So this is the monologue. You are sitting on a bus. Suddenly, you got a call from your neighbor telling you that your landlord is throwing your properties outside because you are owing the landlord 6 months rent. You panicked and asked your neighbor to give the phone to your landlord. At this moment, you started crying in panic, begging the landlord to still give you end of the month. But instead, he suddenly cut the phone. It's even about to rain. It was about to rain when you got this call. Give your best reaction. Give your best reaction. Okay, let me read it again. You are sitting on a bus. Suddenly, you got a phone call from your neighbor telling you that your landlord is throwing your properties outside. You panicked and asked your neighbor to give the phone to your landlord. So your landlord took the phone from your neighbor and you At this moment, you started crying. You are still in panic and you started crying, begging the landlord to give you end of the month, till end of the month for you to pay him. You're owing 6 months rent. But instead, he suddenly cut the phone. It's even about to rain. Give your best reaction. In 3 minutes, just act this thing with your phone and send it to my WhatsApp. If I get 5 entrants, I will compile them and post it in Akoko TV, and people will give their vote, the best performance. This is how I'm just trying to encourage people who think they can act. There are so many people who know inside of them they can act, but nobody is encouraging them. Maybe they don't have friends who can tell them you can act. There's many people who are suppressing their talent down. Now I want to use this opportunity to bring it out. Bring your talent out. Show your talent to the world. You never know what might happen. Your acting might go viral. Before you know it, Nollywood will start requesting for you. You never know. Many people are making a lot of money on YouTube just making comedy skits. They are making up to $40,000 on YouTube, just $40,000 every month just from comedy skits. So I'm making 10,000 just for $10,000 every month, just making comedy skits in Nigeria. There, even if you are living in the village, you can make comedy skits and you make a lot of money on YouTube. So many people are walking around on money. They are walking around on money, but they fail to discover the potential, and it's so heartbreaking. So I will come to the end of this live broadcast today. If you have any question, just ask your question on the comment. I'll be watching out for your videos. Thank you so much. I remain your humble self, Michael Uche Ibanugo, aka Colaman. Let me play my song again, once again, just for memory's sake, and then I'm out.
Waiting for the freedom blues. Freedom blues,
Freedom blues, freedom blues.
I'm still waiting.
Freedom blues, freedom blues, freedom blues.
I'm waiting for the
Freedom blues.
freedom blues, freedom blues. I'm
Okay,
still
this is how I sound
freedom
many years
blues,
ago,
waiting for the
and this is how I sound now. This is how I sound now. It's a long journey.
All of people, if you get ready for the fruit of life,
You can feel the difference. Rastafari. Don't know. Say sing.
All of them bumbo clad to my rejected truth and accept distraction. When a judgment I come, them a place up in a
Talent is a growth. You have to grow on your talent.
Me calling all of the world leaders, and I'm me calling all of them politicians, hypocrites and parasites, rumor mongers. You got to change your ways now.
All of them world job believers, whether you are Christian, you be Muslim, we have to
Come together, unification.
we have to
Change your ways now.
Change your ways in man, Mr. President. You never see those lives you are strangling. Innocent children on the street, them are dying apart. To the blood in them blood you've been swimming.
Hey, Mr. Coleman, me and know you agree.
So that's it for today. Thank you so much and remain blessed.
They no readers whenever we attack them. Try to
Auf Wiedersehen.